Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Thursday Night Live Legacy Team Call. My name is Michael Swilling, and I will be your host tonight, and we are honored and privileged to have a special guest speaker, the one and only CEO of 10XPure. And tonight's call is going to be spectacular. As I was saying before we get the call started tonight, I truly believe what you hear tonight, which we'll make sure is in layman's terms, you're going to walk away and realize how special and what we truly have here, both from a health standpoint and also from an opportunity standpoint. But first and foremost, I want to welcome all the brand new people. This might be the very first time you're on one of our conference calls, and many people just signed up today. We're getting over 1,000 new enrollments a day, so maybe you're one of those new people that are joining us. A little bit about the Legacy Team. We do a live training call. Each and every week we try to mix it up with different trainers, different speakers, different leaders. We always like to keep the call short. I certainly want to respect everyone's time, so it's very important to try to keep this call between 20 to 30 minutes. So we promise you that we're not going to take up very much of your time. Some other things that we do, part of the Legacy Team training call, is we also have a text broadcast. We have found that the best way to communicate and get information to our team is through texting. Please understand it's only a few texts a month, and it's very easy to sign up for. So if you want to get information, news, updates, for example, this call tonight, if you were already on our text broadcast, you would have received a text announcing tonight's call. That's always very simple. Let me give you the website to go to. It's Legacy Team, TEAMTEXT.com. It's not plural, it's text. So LegacyTeamText.com. And it's a very simple, you just put your name, put your cell phone number, and that's it. And then you can cancel any time from getting text messages, but it's a great way to communicate with this amazing team. Above and beyond that, we also have two private, and the important word here is it's private. It's by invitation only. We do not want to have anyone and everyone jumping in and soliciting and putting negative crap and all the other stuff on our Facebook pages. So we've got two Legacy Team pages. I'm very proud to help admin each of them, so you rest assured it's a safe area, safe zone that you can be there and invite other people. And the first one is our CTFO testimony page. I think we're now over 34,000 private members. You can't do it through a search or just find it. We also have a business page with updates, news, and information. So get with your sponsor, get with your upline if you want to be on any one of those two pages. I always give an important disclaimer. Please be careful in the social media realm, in particular on Facebook. Please be careful. Just don't type in CTFO and join as many groups as you can, because sadly, there's a lot of unscrupulous people out there that are pitching and promoting other things or creating negativity, and everyone's got the next shiny marble out there. So protect yourself and others from doing that. While there are some other great sites out there, try to only join sites that your upline is the admin in, okay? That's really, really important to do, or that you're comfortable with. Beyond that, a quick announcement, as everyone knows, is that we are back. We are back in Canada, and every one of our products are back shipping to Canada. You can go in and order. A humble gratitude and just my sincere thankfulness for those Canadians that hung in there and waited patiently. We had many, many leaders who took the lead and said, hey, I'll buy non-CBD products in the meantime, and I'll continue to build my business in other countries, and patiently waited. So I tip my hat to each and every one of you. You know who you are, some really, really great people, and we love you for that, and you certainly will be rewarded for doing so. And finally, the official date of the next regional, we're going to be calling them regionals once a quarter, will be in Connecticut, and we're locking up February 1st and 2nd. So if you want to put that down, we're going to have our next regional in my home state, so I'm super excited. We'll be in Connecticut on February 1st and 2nd. And then from there, every 3 or 4 months, we'll be going to other locations. So can't wait to see everyone. Hopefully you can start on the specifics. Aren't there just yet other than the dates. and we'll get some additional information over the next few days and next few weeks. So please, please, please be patient. So let's get into tonight's topic, and really, which was one of the many things that I was blown away with for a variety of reasons. But when I went to Gala in Vegas, I was in awe. I was in absolute awe when I heard and saw what was going on with 10XPure, and I was blown away. I actually fouled and chased into the bathroom, Jeremy, which is a true story. I think you were heading to the bathroom when I was following you, to learn as much as I could and to really see, is this the real deal? Is this something as great as it is? And what I first want to do is share with everyone what I've been sharing with people, how I see it and what I'm sharing, and then what I want to do is Jeremy, have you kind of critique what I'm saying, and then we can, that are listening in, can hear and learn. I do encourage you all to take some notes. We'll try to go through this slowly, and we'll try, if there's something that I feel as though that when I ask Jeremy that I feel is a little bit over my head, which most things are, I'll try to get back to kind of see if we can get it into layman's terms. But what I walked away with, Jeremy, was I felt as though the big key words were to me was that it was exclusive. That was huge. So 10XPure is not going to another direct sales or network marketing company and offering their product to anyone else, only to CTFO. And being in the industry so long, I knew exclusivity was absolutely crucial and key, and something you guys did not need to do, but have offered, and we have an exclusivity. So there's no other direct sales or network marketing company that can ever provide what we have. The second thing was patent. When another company can't come along and do the same process and create the same thing, because you guys have a patent on this technology of what you created. So those first two things were amazing. And then I began to understand, as I continued to learn on a daily basis about cannabinoids, about CBD, about hemp, isolates, pure, all those things. And what I began to realize was every day it seems more and more a competitor is popping up, whether in a retail establishment, an online establishment, a local store establishment. And it's always good to know that what we provide here at CTFO is the highest quality. We provide lab results. We provide a 6-day money guarantee. We provide the most important thing, the GMP, which is good manufacturing practice, so you know what is in our bottle or on our label is in our bottle. They've tested over 50 different companies, and 80% that they tested out there said they regulated. We go through GMP processing. So I've already knew that we had the highest quality at the most affordable price, but other companies started coming around saying, well, we are better because, we are a better CBD because of absorption. And if you're not fully absorbing the CBD, then you're not getting the full benefits because it's not going to all the targeted areas that it needs to go to. And that's kind of what I understand, and you can explain this a little bit more, Jeremy, and that's kind of a true statement that CBD oil really is not a fully it needs to be water soluble to have a better absorption. So you hear words like nanotechnology or water soluble, and you hear people touting why that is good. However, the issue with that is in CBD, when the CBD is going through your system and getting to the targeted areas it needs to, it's breaking down. So the actual CBD, as it's beginning to get absorbed or going through the absorption process through water soluble, is the actual molecule of the CBD is beginning to break down. And this young gentleman who you're going to talk about in a few seconds, an Asian gentleman who, my goodness, he looked like he was in his 20s when he stood up, created a patent that he created this technology to be able to make the CBD water soluble without having it break down, Jeremy, and to get it to all the areas that it needs to get with the best absorption by at the same time keeping the CBD combined. So I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but that's kind of how I've been saying it, and I'd like for you first, before we get into some Q&A, and I know you wanted to share what I've been saying. Can you share with everyone listening in, is that correct? What can we change? What can we add to that? and maybe not edify, but kind of explain more in detail what we're trying to get across to people.
Well, that's a great point. First and foremost, yes, you are correct in how you're explaining it, but there's when you say, can I add on to three things? Well, there's way more than three things, but let me first start by saying this. The scientist that you thought that was 21 years old or 20 years old is actually over 50.
Wow.
This man has been taking his own oil without the CBD for the last, I'll put it to you this way. This man not only looks young, his skin, his health is intact based off of the fact that this oil by itself, before we started getting into the CBD market, had its own health benefits. It was oxygenated. It was a high alkaline level oil. It was antibacterial, antifungal, anti-parasitical. I mean, we can add this stuff to things like E. coli, salmonella, and it was killing those parasites, those bacteria on contact. Now, what's really important that you understand is this product itself, the oil itself, is exciting. But what's even more exciting, Michael, is the process. The process where we're able to remove the membrane of the molecule. And I want to kind of take a step back before I go into this, because a lot of times when people are listening to this, when people listen to my scientists, and when people listen to my molecular biologists, 99.9% of it go over their head when my scientists talk. 80% go over their head when my molecular biologists talk. It's taken me an extremely long amount of hours of just sitting down and kind of breaking it down into a way that people can understand what this oil is really doing. And the way that I can explain this is, if you can take a molecule and expose it by removing that oily film from the outside of that molecule, because you know how oil and water doesn't mix, right? We're able to penetrate into the unpenetratable cells.
Wow.
And that's what's exciting, is this process. Now, let me add something to that. Actually, let me take that back. Let Willem add something to that, because Willem is our scientist. He actually, after he went through that process, he added an extra oxygen molecule. Now, Dr. Otto, in 1932, was actually awarded the Nobel Prize for realizing that no major disease or, and this is the C word, can survive in the presence of oxygen. On top of that, a high alkaline oil does the same thing. It kills diseases, and it kills certain things that most people are dealing with. Because when your body has an acidic level, that's when it starts to break down. That's when you start to have that accumulate. Now, those are the things that's even without the CBD, right? Well, the way that we design this process is we could take this oil and we can add it to the CBD and add it to your oil, the CBD product that you guys are currently using. And what that does is we create a covalent bond.
Wow.
And what a covalent bond is where the molecules actually join.
Okay.
And if you can imagine like a train, right? Like a super speed train, right? And the engine is our molecule. And all we have to do is link up with every other molecule, every other CBD molecule, every other CBDN, CBG, all CBA, all of the cannabinoids that your body needs. Because when you hear the term CBD isolate, what does that sound to you?
Single, like one thing, or
isolate. You're isolating just the CBD molecule.
Yep.
Right? Well, what most people don't realize is that the CBD itself that is extracted from the plant, there are 80 to 100 different cannabinoids. And when you start isolating and breaking it down, and then you go into a CBD isolate, and then I'm hearing these people talk about nanotechnology, Michael. I'm hearing them talk about nanotechnology.
That's our competitors, yep.
Yeah, and they're telling me that this nanotechnology is water soluble. Well, I'll put it to you this way: there is no CBD that is truly water soluble, and the reason why I'm saying that is because CBD, the nanotechnology, has an appearance of water soluble. An appearance, meaning it's not truly 100% water soluble. And then they're taking it and running it through another process where they're adding other additives. Surfactants is what they're called, and other chemicals that are breaking it down even more. So when your body has a natural endocannabinoid system, where these are those receptors that are reaching out and grabbing all the different cannabinoids that your body truly needs. Now, what we're doing is we're taking a full, pure, first press CBD, and we're able to run that through our process, so where all of the cannabinoids, all of the 80 to 100 cannabinoids are available, and then we're strapping that jetpack on the back of that engine of that train. Now, when I'm saying that train, because as it links to every single CBD, once the engine reaches the station, and now we're gonna talk about how the station refers to the target, right? Because the target of your body is where you need the CBD to go, right? Well, that targets the station. As the engine reaches that station in lightning flash time, because what we're doing is we're supercharging your oil, right? As that engine's reaching the station, guess what comes with it? The caboose, right?
Wow.
And that caboose, and between the engine and the caboose is all of the cannabinoids that are coming with it. And that's what's exciting.
And that's where you get the health benefits.
That's where you're getting your health benefits.
Yes,
so when somebody talks about nanotechnology, when somebody talks about isolate, somebody talks about certain things, you're not really getting the full spec of what's needed in your body.
So let me just kind of stop for you for 1 second. We're going to keep on going, but I just want to make sure. So just so that we're clear here, and this was something I didn't understand. So 10XPure is a separate company that has a separate oil that you've developed that's been around for a very, very long time. This oil itself has an enormous amount of health benefits. For example, the gentleman I saw who looked like he was in his 20s, you said he was 50. That's insane. So this is already an oil that's been produced and people can take and has off-the-chart health benefits on its own. And what you guys have done so far, and obviously one of the questions is going to be, will you be doing it with other products we have? You said, let's start with 2 of your products. You guys have 50 products. Let's take our product, our 10XPure product, and let's take, you could have done 1 milliliter, but you said, let's add it to your existing 500 milliliter. We're going to add 10XPure to your existing 1500. So, and what it's going to do now is something that's already been working great. It's going to be working endless amount of times more because it's getting everything to where it needs to. In this whole myth of water soluble, while it is important in terms of absorption, what we have done, which no one else has and no one else can do, takes it off the charts. It gives us what we call the game changer and sets us apart. So when someone says to us, hey, have you heard of CBD? It really should be, have you heard of 10XPure? You know what I mean? Because we've taken is that correct?
That you hit the nail on the head right there, Michael.
When companies are jumping around saying, oh, yeah, but we got nanotechnology and we're this, it's all BS. It's all crap, what it really is. They don't have what we have. Patent. You know, and I know everyone wants to see this patent. We're all anxious, and I know for everyone, I don't want to give excuses other than we're a growing company. that's from inception to momentum. So this is part of being those pioneers. I always joke around and say, hey, if you want everything perfect, there's a great company called Amway. It's a billion-dollar company. They're looking for distributors on a daily basis, and it's a great company to join. But, they are now in what's called your stagnant stage. You know what I mean? The millionaires were made a long time ago. So everything isn't perfect today. We wish today, all the things were available, but rest assured, I'm promising everyone in the days and weeks to come, things are going to come. So just want to be clear, we'll be able to eventually see this patent. Is that correct?
Oh, we actually have the patent documents right now. Now, here's
so the patent documents are there. Everyone's going to be like, I want to see them tonight, so I'm sure you're going to get them to the company.
I can, and that's it. What had happened with the way that 10XPure and CTFO kind of came into an alliance, into an agreement, was we cannot sell this product retail. Okay, so the way that we are able to get our product out there is by making our product supercharge your oil, okay? And that's how we're focused on. And for us to do that, we had to take down our website, and we have 3 different FDA compliance officers running through our entire website with a fine-tooth comb, because the last thing that we need is for us to do something that is not compliant. And if we did something that's not compliant, then that would shut us down, which would in turn not give you guys the opportunity.
Well, we thank you for watching out and doing in the same philosophy of what the company stands for. Let me ask you, so this whole exclusivity, why did you choose CTFO? When we spoke, and I don't mean to mention the names, but you named some huge hitters in the MLM industry, big players. I mean,
correct,
monster players who were begging for you guys and basically begging you to come. You took this little startup company and you basically said, hey, we're gonna embrace you guys and give you the exclusivity. Why did you pick CTFO?
Well, that's a great question, and the best way that I can answer this is just so you guys can truly understand where I'm coming from. I have been a part of other network marketing companies a long time ago, before I started this business. And one of the things that truly rests and how they take care of the company itself and the integrity of the officers and how the officers represent the company. And that right there was a big part in our decision. I can't say my decision because I had to bring this to the board because we had to turn down a very, very lucrative offer. And I'm not going to name any names, but I will tell you this: they are in the top 3 of MLMs for CBD. When we did not only did we do our research, but we did our due diligence. We sat down, we met with them, we talked with CTFO, Stuart, Steve, Michael. It was after we sat down and we talked with them. We didn't complete until I went to the gala.
Wow!
And when I went to the gala and I was listening to all of the stories that everybody was saying about how it not only was changing their financial lives, but it was changing the way that they feel, the way their health, everything. It was like that whole health and wealth thing kind of combined, and then just realizing that this is just a great group of guys. This is a great group of people that are putting you guys ahead of them. And when I found out that Stuart, who is one of the founders of this company, is being paid as a rep, I went nuts. I was like, really? You're a founder of this company, and you're only getting paid as a rep. And that to me, so just so you guys understand this, and I understand how network marketing and how MLM companies work. And when somebody tells me that they founded a network marketing company, and for them to get a raise, they have to make sure that everybody gets a raise. That right there tells me that, you know what, this company's going somewhere.
Absolutely, and we are so thankful. We are so appreciative, Jeremy. You have no idea. Just a few more questions. I do want to respect everyone's time, and we could probably be here all night, and if you don't mind, I'm definitely going to have you on so many more Thursdays. This is just incredible, and we're going to get this message out, but there's a few more things I just wanted to just kind of go over, just make sure there's a clear understanding. So you are going to, the goal is to add your oil, 10XPure, to other CTFO products eventually, correct?
Correct. Oh, my.
Is people that are choosing, and many people love the existing product they're on, but I'm sure a lot of people after hearing this are like, oh my God, I've already had incredible results. I want to try the 10XPure. Do they take the same amount? Should they start at a slower dose? Can they take too much? Because it seems like, this is really like taking CBD and putting it on steroids. You know what I mean? It's just really, I don't know.
It is. And let me kind of clarify that for a second, because I've seen some things put on the internet how 1,500 milligrams acts like 15,000 milligrams. Well, there is a perception that most people need to understand. Well, when you take CBD, and just like if you take any vitamins, right? A very small amount of those vitamins. Well, if we can increase the amount of absorption of the molecule, of the CBD, then you're still taking the same amount. There's no doubt. But your body's not flushing out 95% of it. And that is what's different. Is instead of your body flushing out 95% of the CBD, it's holding on to it. Right? Because now it's actually penetrating into the cells. Now it's actually getting to the targets, and instead of just surrounding the cells. And that's what's important. So the one thing that you asked me, can you take too much? No. You cannot by any means overdose on something that like CBD. You can't overdose on that. And our oil itself is a completely natural molecule. We don't use any chemicals. We don't use any additives, right? The only difference about our product is the process. And that is what's patented, is the process. Wow. Because we can take oil and make it better through our process. Is there
any MCT oil in it?
And medium chain triglyceride. Now, there is a difference between what people say is MCT, which is medium chain triglyceride.
Okay.
Yes, there is, but there's also short chain and single chain triglyceride. And what that is it's an oud oil. But remember, the MCT oil, which ours is, so you can either get MCT oil is commonly found in like coconut oil, right?
Yep.
Well, which has a good amount of lauric acid. Well, what our oil has through the process, we've removed the entire oily film on the outside of that membrane. So the only thing that's left is the nutrients of the oil. And because we're exposing the molecule, and that's what's important, what most people don't realize is when you expose a molecule, it can penetrate into any unpenetratable cell.
Wow.
And that's what's exciting.
Let's close this up with just a few quick bullets, because I just want to make sure that people understand what they have here and a clear understanding how special and how huge this is. Obviously exclusive, obviously patented. The patent will be seen very soon. You guys already have it. It's just getting to the company. Please don't call the company tomorrow and ask for it. We are overwhelmed with the relaunch of Canada, our growth, everything happening. Just rest assured everything will happen. It just takes a little bit of time, and please be patient. Don't overwhelm them with stuff. All the documents, at the gala, you took out your cell phone and you showed me an actual visual of an oil, and then you took your drops and put it in it, and it was sitting on a clear plate. And that's when my mouth got. That's when I really got it. I said, oh, my God. it's immediately changing the oil. So I know that you talked about working on a video that will show a demonstration of what happens, because I think when some people are audio where they can hear something and understand it. I'm a person who is visual. For me to really grasp something, I've got to see it. So I know that you're going to be putting together with the company a visual that when the world sees this visual and sees what happens to the CBD oil, once 10XPure is added to it, it's amazing. So finally, what should people experience? Probably everyone on the phone here has tried our oil. What will they start? No.
Let's start with the visual appearance, and then we can go on from there. Okay.
Good.
So when we add the product, the video that I sent you of us adding the product to your current oil, and you can see your current oil is on one side, and then you can see your current oil that was after we added a very small amount of our oil. And what was exciting about that was it changed the molecular structure of your oil instantaneously.
Wow.
Now, and when you moved your oil by itself, as it was moving, it couldn't even break its own surface tension, right? When you moved the oil that had our oil added to it, you could see as it was moving, it was evaporating immediately.
That's amazing.
There was no film. Our product does three major things that prove that we have an exposed molecule. One, the flash point is half that of any oil on the market right now. And what I mean by flash point, I mean that's when it starts to evaporate. That's the temperature that it starts to actually get, create its vapes, right, or it flashes. The surface tension or the specific gravity is half that of one of the lightest oils on the planet. Half. Okay? That's because the reason why we're able to do that was because we removed that oily film on the outside of the membrane. Then, last but not least, as your body, as you put the oil in your mouth, it absorbs instantly. If that was like your mint product. And it enhanced the flavor of the mint. It only tasted like mint. Unfortunately, I think the first two products is just the basic product. The basic 10XPure doesn't have the flavor, but it enhanced the flavor because it instantly absorbed. The exciting part about it is the effects are going to last a lot longer. Wow. Because instead of it being surrounding the damaged cell, it's penetrating it. So your effect is going to last a lot longer.
I can't wait till you guys continue to add things. We'll patiently wait. We know there's so much exciting things that you guys are doing. I can't wait to get all the documentation and see the videos that are going to be coming out. Your explanation was incredible. I know that those are going to experience fantastic results with it. I've ordered mine. I am super psyched. If you were a distributor, and we have 1,000 plus on the call today that are listening in, and they had a 30-second elevator presentation, 30 seconds. I don't want to put you in the spot. In layman's terms, as with, I have a hard enough time saying the word endocannabinoid. I don't know if I said that right, but in layman's terms, with all the molecular this and all that stuff, what would be that 30-second thing that someone could say to something that as easy as it can be? Obviously, I want to keep the word patent exclusive. Those are my favorite. But beyond, it really is CBD on steroids. There's no one else in the world has it, and it's the best product on planet Earth that gets the CBD to where it needs to without flushing it out.
Well, the best thing that I could say in layman's terms, if you want me to give you a 30-second elevator pitch, right, is a patented process that is able to strap a rocket pack to the full spectrum CBD and take it to where the body needs it.
I'll say that again slowly. I want people to write this down because I can't right now as I'm talking, So please, people, write it down. I know, and say it again very slowly because this is going to go viral. This is going to go viral. So say it exactly the way you want. And I want you to do me a favor. Actually, I want you to text this to me tonight, okay, Jeremy? So I can put it out there because that was hot. That was hot. People want to know. We know it's going to help us. We know it's going to be great. They want that 30-second. Get good at saying this and say it slow, and then text it. This is big. Go ahead.
Okay, so our patented process is a process that is able to attach a rocket pack to the full spectrum CBD that has all of the cannabinoids, the target of where your body needs it.
And what does that do? And the benefit by doing that is, because we want to close with the benefit.
The benefit by doing that is so that your body can truly heal naturally.
Wow. Love it. Hey, with that said, this is the longest we've ever gone on the call. We've never even gone more than 20 minutes, but we couldn't stop. But are you willing to come back many more times, Jeremy?
As many times as you need me, brother.
You are awesome. We are blessed. We are thankful. I was all jazzed up today. I'm going to have to take some CBD spray, the sleep spray, just to get to sleep tonight. Again, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone. I'm going to open up the lines, everyone, so everyone can say a quick thank you. Hold on 1 second. If everyone can say a quick thank you to Jeremy.
Unmuted.
People, Jeremy, I appreciate you so much, and thank you for choosing CTFO. Bye-bye for now.